Have you ever noticed incredibly bright people, impeccably educated with all the right connections, struggling financially and deeply unhappy? Conversely, there are folks with no formal education, unremarkable resumes, and seemingly no in who amass significant wealth and live fulfilling lives. Seems paradoxical, right? But I've discovered the key isn't innate talent, superior intellect, or even luck. It boils down to one single habit, a life-altering practice. People crave revolutionary techniques, hidden secrets, the next big thing. But it's not novelty that changes lives, it's relentless repetition. I learned this firsthand, not from some dusty textbook, because no matter how many seminars you attend or courses you complete, if you don't consistently reinforce and absorb the knowledge, it slips away like sand through your fingers. It's like a fleeting flame, a brilliant but brief flash that vanishes instantly. How many times have you started a project with gusto, only to fall back into old habits a few days later? It wasn't a lack of ambition, it was a lack of persistence. I remember first hearing Earl Nightingale's message on mindset and conduct. I listened once, twice, 10 times, countless times. Only after hundreds of repetitions did the true meaning sink in. For years I'd think, yeah, I get it, but I hadn't truly internalized a thing. I'd only heard it. There's a chasm between hearing something and etching it so deeply into your mind it becomes automatic. How often have you said, "Oh, I know that already," yet remain stuck in the same financial rut, plagued by the same fears, repeating the same results? Intellectual understanding is insufficient. You need to repeat until you feel it, until it's woven into your being. I spent years floundering, broke, directionless. When I finally heeded my mentor's advice, it wasn't because he offered some magical formula, but because he stressed, repeat this daily until there's no room for doubt. It sounded absurd at first, but I obeyed. And repetition was the wrecking ball that demolished my old mental programming, catapulting me from $4,000 a year to over $175,000 in a matter of months. No luck, no coincidence, consistent repetition. Neuroscience backs this up. Studies show the brain forms new neural pathways through continuous repetition. That's how habits are built. In other words, it's not magic, it's pure biology. Yet, how often do you neglect to repeat what could transform your life, while diligently repeating daily anxieties, negative thoughts, and self-limiting statements like, "This isn't for me," or "I can't"? Repetition works both ways. Negative thoughts solidify, positive beliefs reshape your life. I recall sitting alone, listening to Earl's audio for what felt like the 1,000th time. Why am I still listening to something I know by heart? I wondered. Then, during one of those repetitions, the words hit me like a ton of bricks. It was as if the message was directly imprinted on my soul. I felt it deeply, and in that moment, everything shifted. It was like a veil had been lifted. Ever experienced that? That transformative aha moment with something you already knew? Unless you consciously cultivate the habit of repetition, you're doomed to unconsciously repeat what you don't want. The question is, what will you choose to repeat? The lament over dwindling funds, or the unshakable belief in your ability to create abundance? The ghosts of past failures, or the vibrant future you envision? Your current reality isn't a single event. It's the relentless echo of what you repeatedly feed your mind. Try this. Repeat a simple affirmation like, "I'm capable of achieving prosperity," aloud 50 times a day for a week. Notice the resistance, the inner voice telling you it's a lie. That resistance proves you're challenging ingrained beliefs. Keep repeating. Eventually, the forced feeling will become natural, your behavior will change, and your results will inevitably follow. How many of you will actually do this? Most will find it interesting, then postpone it. Later never comes. But a few will commit, and those few will experience the difference between drifting and steering their own lives. The choice is yours. Continue repeating old patterns, or choose the repetition that can finally transform your life. Doubt is a silent corrosion, gradually eroding your dreams until you convince yourself they were never attainable. How many times have you thought, What if it doesn't work? What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? Doubt feels rational, even protective, but it's a major enemy of personal and professional growth. I know this intimately. When I dreamed of public speaking, doubt paralyzed me. I feared small groups. The thought of critical eyes sent shivers down my spine. I hid behind shyness, but it was doubt masquerading as self-preservation. I'll never forget seeing Bill Gove speak to over 1,000 people. From the back of the room, I watched his confidence and heard him say, "If I want to be free, I have to be myself, not what others think I should be." That struck me. I'd spent years hiding, avoiding, and hesitating. Doubt isn't real, it's a self-imposed veil. Stanford research shows those who believe in their abilities not only achieve greater professional success, but live longer, experiencing less stress and greater self-assurance. Doubt doesn't just delay your dreams, it harms your physical and mental health. How many sleepless nights have you spent ruminating on potential failures, only to find nothing catastrophic happened, yet the emotional toll remains? I had to overcome this with unwavering determination. When I decided to learn public speaking, my desire to share my ideas was immense, but doubt was greater. I remember my first audience, sweaty palms, voice wavering, everything screamed, "You'll fail." Yet I persevered. Doubt doesn't vanish before action. Action dissipates doubt. Waiting for complete confidence is a trap. How many opportunities have you missed due to self-doubt? How many relationships haven't blossomed due to lack of self-belief? How many ventures remain untried because you felt inadequate? Doubt disguised fear as prudence. Repeated daily, it becomes an invisible prison. I replaced doubt with a habit, acting despite the trembling uncertainty. It wasn't pure courage, it was firm, conscious decision-making. Each small action, however insignificant, dissolved the giant of doubt like smoke. It's like entering a dark room. You can imagine monsters lurking outside, or you can simply flip the switch. Doubt only feels powerful when fueled by inertia. The American Psychological Association reports that over 70% of people suffer from imposter syndrome, believing they're not good enough, even with remarkable achievements. Doubt doesn't discriminate. It affects renowned professionals, celebrated artists, successful entrepreneurs, parents, everyone. The difference lies in those who press on, resilient and determined. Identify when doubt arises and choose a small act defying it. Perhaps doubt whispers, "You can't save money, you're terrible with finances." Instead of giving in, save $10. It's a tiny act of rebellion, sending a powerful message to your subconscious. I am in control. Before a presentation in Atlanta, doubt roared, "They won't listen. You're not as good as the other speakers." I almost quit, but I stepped on stage. Looking at those hundreds of faces, doubt lost its grip. I was there. I acted. I not only succeeded, but helped those who needed my message. How much longer will you let doubt dictate your life? How many doors will remain closed because you don't feel ready? Doubt won't vanish on its own, but you can choose to act despite it. You'll realize doubt wasn't the enemy. Believing in it was. People wait for the ideal moment, for perfect circumstances to magically align. That moment never arrives unless you create it. I started a cleaning business knowing nothing about business, no experience, education, or connections. 2 buckets, a mop, and a willingness to jump in. Within a year, I went from $4,000 to $175,000. It wasn't knowledge, luck, or passive waiting. It was starting before feeling ready. How many opportunities have slipped away because you said, "It's not the right time"? How many times have you needed one more course, one more certification, one more nudge? You wait to be ready, never realizing starting is what prepares you for success. It's like driving at night. Your headlights only illuminate a few feet, but that's enough to reach your destination. You don't need to see the entire road. I remember cleaning one office for $30 a month. Instead of seeing it as insignificant, I focused on delivering exceptional work. That small step opened doors to more contracts. Soon I was cleaning offices in Toronto, Montreal, Boston, Atlanta, even London. That humble job led me to places I never dreamed of. It wasn't a perfect plan. Imperfect action propelled me toward my dreams. Look at history's giants. Steve Jobs dropped out of college with no business plan, J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter as a single mother, scribbling on napkins in Edinburgh cafes. Had they waited for the right time, they might not have changed the world. How many incredible ideas die daily because people believe they need more preparation? Cambridge research shows that people who take calculated risks, even when not fully prepared, have a 40% higher chance of financial and professional success. It's not excessive preparation, but the willingness to act, to embark on the journey, to take risks. Knowledge is important, but only when applied. True confidence comes from doing, not waiting. I feared looking ridiculous. Friends laughed when I started my cleaning business. You with buckets and mops? You'll get rich doing that. They didn't believe me, and I didn't have all the answers, but I knew I didn't want to stay where I was. I took the leap. Each step revealed the next. When you start moving, opportunities appear. Life waits for you to prove your commitment. Starting unprepared doesn't mean recklessness. It means recognizing you'll never have all the pieces before you begin. Confidence is built on the journey. Learning to swim isn't done reading books poolside. It's jumping in. Choose a project you've been delaying. It can be small, something you always say, someday I'll, and start today. Write that first page, save a small amount, make that first sales call. Do it, even if your mind says you're not ready. The missing preparation lies in the action you've been avoiding. Life doesn't wait for readiness. Delaying means years spent preparing for a race you never started. The right time is now. Your life unfolds in the present. A heavy weight binds most people. The need to conform to external expectations. We're conditioned to meet others' expectations, parents, society, friends, but we forget the crucial question, who am I? I learned this the hard way. At a conference listening to Bill Gove address 1,000 people, he said, "If I want to be free, I have to be myself. Not what you think I should be, not what my wife thinks, not what my kids think. If I want to be free, I have to be myself." That was a revelation. I'd spent years trying to be acceptable, working in jobs I hated, acting in ways that didn't reflect me. Internally, I knew I wasn't being true to myself. There's no true freedom without authenticity. Have you felt this? Silencing yourself to avoid disapproval, sacrificing dreams for fear of judgment, living a life that feels alien. It's far more common than you think. Brené Brown's research shows over 70% of people hide important parts of themselves to avoid rejection. Most wear social masks at a steep price. Living inauthentically makes life burdensome, relationships lack genuine connection, and even success tastes bitter. So I tried pleasing everyone, saying what people wanted to hear, taking the safe route. Externally, I seemed fine, but internally I was empty. I was living someone else's life. Seeing Bill Gove on stage, I realized I couldn't remain trapped in others' expectations. I chose to be myself, even if it meant disappointing some people. Look at Lady Gaga, initially ridiculed for her eccentricity. Had she conformed, she might not be the global icon she is today. Conversely, countless artists and entrepreneurs built images to please others, later confessing to profound depression. Denying yourself always extracts a price. Do you want a life of external approval or authentic freedom? You'll rarely have both. True abundance arrives when you are genuinely yourself. Money, opportunities, fulfilling relationships all flow when your energy aligns with your inner truth. Trying to be something you're not closes doors. Being yourself opens them. It can be frightening. I feared disapproval and judgment, but the pain of inauthenticity was far greater. You know this too. Nothing weighs heavier than a life where you don't recognize yourself. Reflect on areas where you're betraying yourself. At work, in relationships, in how you present yourself. Ask yourself, who would I be without fear of judgment? The answer might be uncomfortable, but deeply liberating. When you dare to be yourself without masks or excuses, life will reward you in unimaginable ways. The world doesn't need copies. It needs you. Many believe making money requires fixating on money. I believed that for a long time, but it's a trap. The true secret isn't relentlessly chasing money. It's falling in love with helping others, with creating value. Money is a consequence of the value you bring. When I grasped this, everything changed. My first time on stage, I was nervous, insecure, afraid of judgment. My mentor said, "Don't think about yourself. Think about the people you can help." That simple advice was transformative. Focusing on serving others dissolved my insecurity. When you worry about what others think, your energy stagnates. You tense up, becoming insecure. Your energy blocks. Unlocking your potential. The power of consistent action and decisive choices. We all crave a life of abundance, but the path isn't paved with fleeting bursts of motivation or waiting for the perfect moment. True, lasting success stems from cultivating powerful habits, small, consistent actions that compound over time. Think of it like building a skyscraper. You can't just slap together a few floors and expect it to stand. You need a strong foundation, brick by brick, consistently built. Forget the roller coaster ride of inspirational books and motivational speeches that leave you feeling energized for a few days, only to return to the same old patterns. Lasting change requires a different approach, a shift in mindset from self-centeredness to outward contribution. It's about consciously choosing to enrich the lives of others. Scientific studies confirm this. Helping others boosts serotonin and dopamine, the very neurotransmitters associated with happiness and well-being. Oprah Winfrey's remarkable success is a testament to this. Her focus shifted from being a great presenter to impacting millions, leading to unparalleled influence and wealth. This isn't just feel-good philosophy, it's backed by solid science. Research shows that consistently practicing acts of kindness, however small, a genuine smile, offering help, sharing knowledge, creates a ripple effect. You'll attract opportunities, build stronger relationships, and experience a surge in creativity, the bedrock of innovation and prosperity. It's a virtuous cycle. But how do we cultivate this habit? It starts with a daily question. How can I make a positive difference in someone's life today? It might be as simple as actively listening to a colleague's concerns or mentoring a junior member of your team. This consistent focus on contribution, not self-gain, will transform your experience of work, relationships, and life itself. The same principle applies to cultivating a mindset of abundance. Many unconsciously repeat limiting beliefs. I can't afford it. I'm not good enough. These phrases, repeated over and over, become self-fulfilling prophecies. To break free, consciously replace these negative self-talk with positive affirmations. Repeat them daily, not just casually but with intention, until they become ingrained, like learning to ride a bike or mastering a musical instrument. Neuroscience confirms that repetition rewires the brain, creating new neural pathways that solidify positive beliefs and behaviors. This isn't about magical thinking, it's about harnessing the power of neuroplasticity. Select a positive affirmation. I am prosperous and creative, for instance, and repeat it 50 times a day for a week. You might feel resistance at first, but persistence is key. As you consistently reinforce positive self-talk, you'll witness a profound shift in your thinking, actions, and ultimately, your results. Another crucial habit is the power of decisive action. Many get paralyzed by indecision, overanalyzing every possibility, waiting for the perfect moment, or seeking external validation. But decisive action, combined with the willingness to adapt as needed, is a hallmark of successful individuals. Thomas Edison famously failed thousands of times before inventing the light bulb. He didn't wait for certainty. He acted, learned, and adapted. This doesn't mean acting impulsively. It means overcoming the fear of making the wrong choice. The cost of indecision is far greater than the risk of imperfect action. Practice making quick decisions in small areas of your life. What to wear, what to eat, to build your decision-making muscle. This will equip you to tackle larger decisions with confidence and conviction. Ultimately, lasting transformation comes from sustained commitment. It's the consistent repetition of positive actions and affirmations, the courage to make quick decisions, and the unwavering commitment to lasting results that separate a life of mediocrity from one of extraordinary achievement. So, choose one habit to focus on today. a single brick in the foundation of your success. The rest will follow. And remember, you don't need to wait for perfect conditions, you just need to start.